In 2005, Nintendo brought something new to Mario Kart DS, which has since changed the series as we know it today. For every game, 16 retro tracks are remade from previous games to give nostalgia for older players, also give newer players a vast experience. Since Mario Kart DS, 68 tracks have been remade, with 3 of those remade more than once. Retro tracks offer something different to the game, which, personally, makes it more exciting. Once again, I am not alone. I am being joined by Matt and by Hive, who will be joining us for this collab. We've also made a video for his channel which will be linked in the description below. For this list, we wanted to give variety, so not all of the tracks will be from Mario Kart 8. There will be at least one track from each game, so which that being DS onwards. No tracks from Mario Kart Tour or Super Circuit will be included on this list. I'm Tom from Nintendo Extremists, and today we're going to be looking at the top 10 Mario Kart retro tracks.
Kicking off the list, we have Yoshi Valley 2, which originated in Super Mario Kart and was remade in Mario Kart Wii. The only SNES track on this list, but any remake of the SNES tracks is sure of an upgrade, and this one is no exception. This track is still short, but you wish it was longer. For one, the track is bigger, so there's plenty of room to do drifts and tricks. It's still quite easy to fall off though, if you're not careful, and if you're using a light character, you're screwed. However, for an SNES track, it's a standard remake, but it's still one of the better ones from the Wii.
At number 9 we have Sky Garden, which originated in Super Circuit, but was brought back in DS. The only Mario Kart DS entry on this list, Sky Garden was without a doubt the best remake to come from that game. The DS had a hard task of beginning the trend of retro tracks, since it had less power than both the N64 and the GameCube, so tracks from those games would have a slight downgrade. However, it could make tracks from the SNES and Game Boy look good, but I mean, any device that was made after 2001 can make those tracks look good, and Sky Garden is one of them. Visually, it hasn't changed a great deal, but there are so many neat features. Vines pop out through the clouds, which makes it look like the track is being held up by the vines. There are some added ramps to provide extra options for the racer, and the road is a lot wider, which gives you plenty of room to do drifting without the risk of falling off, like in the original. This is the most improved upon track in Mario Kart DS, but only ranks 9th in this list.
At number 8 we have Airship Forks on the 3DS. Airship Forks is a beloved track using the ship scene in Super Mario Bros. 3 and making a course out of it. Everything about the original DS version was all good, all that was needed was the boost in graphics. In Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, we got the remaster of Airship Forks. This track is so much better to play on than the original, not because anything new was added, more due to it looks more appealing to play on. Also the track was widened, creating a more vast feel, giving a more realistic approach to the size of the ship. All entities remain the same at the same places but look better due to the more HD textures. Obviously, but the 3DS Airship Forks is better because of the art style used. Similar to the original, everything made the cut, although things such as barrier stone floors and planked walls now have more depth, and some things were replaced when it comes to barriers. This is most noticeably seen when driving through the tower. The tower in this version is so much neater to drive through. This is one of those tracks where it's basically a port, but with modern advancements it makes the track feel as if it's the definitive version. It's a representation of a remastering done.
At number 7 we have Bowser's Castle, which originated in Mario Kart 64 and was remade in Mario Kart Wii. This remake looks so much better than the original, and in general it looks more polished. The track hasn't changed dramatically, but there are a few new elements, one of which being the lava gushes on the bridges and at the final jump. Also, it feels a tad easier to race on. On the original, people always had trouble driving up the spiral as they were always crashing into the back wall, but on the remake, it's a lot easier. There is even a small shortcut at the end, which is quite easy to do, and you skip a corner of the track. Overall, this track is good, but it's just a typical remaster of an old track. At number 6 is Calamari Desert on the 3DS. So there isn't much to talk about when it comes to this track compared to the original on the N64. It looks great, but as a remaster, that's the only thing it really has going for it. You may say otherwise, but unlike the original, the train doesn't feel as fast and is barely a challenge. This is one of the downs of the remaster. There is, however, the neat addition of the glider segment, but you need a speed item to get on it, bringing down the effect a lot. As Mario Kart 7 included glider mechanics, you'd think they'd show it off as part of the main track. But no, This shortcut just makes this track even the more less special, and as a whole, this feels like a generic remaster. If you played the original and this, you wouldn't see much of a change, and that's not really what you want in a remaster, although it does look better. That's why it's so low down on this list. However, it is still a better remake than some other remasters.
Into the top 5, and to kick things off we have Yoshi Valley, which originated from Mario Kart 64, but was remade in Mario Kart 8. Yoshi Valley was always known for its large variety in paths you can take to complete a lap, and doing this meant you had no idea what place you were in until you finished the race. In the original, there was no real indication that we were racing in the valley, but in this remake, it does. With the luscious terrain, trees, Yoshi eggs, and that beautiful HD sunset, it truly looks like that we're in a Yoshi Valley. The different paths haven't changed too much, except from a giant barrel cannon which shoots you across to the final path. That giant spinning egg now also has coins trailing behind it, making you choose whether you want to grab some coins and risk getting hit by the egg, or avoid the egg but also lose out on some coins. Just like the other Mario Kart 8 remakes, this track has been hugely revamped, but what tracks are better than this one? At number 4 we have Cheeseland, which originated from Super Circuit but was remade in Mario Kart 8. This track is completely different to the original, and it is amazing to see what they have done with such a simple track. People have said in the past that Nintendo don't use as many SNES or GBA tracks because they're just too plain, but look at this! This is fantastic, and it shows that Nintendo can do anything with these tracks. The original didn't look like a Cheeseland, apart from a few pillars in the background, and the road just looked like another desert track. But in this version, oh man did they do well with the graphics. The road is a lot more bumpy and slippery, and there are little dips in the ground, which suggests that we are driving on Swiss cheese, which is such a good detail. The chain jumps were a neat addition, providing extra hazards, and there are some places where you can fall off if you're not careful. The off-road looks like hardened cheddar, which makes sense because cheese left for a while gets hardened, which is what she said.
I was lucky to be born.
I'm so sorry for that, just unsubscribe now.
At third we have Wario Stadium on the Wii U. Wario Stadium in Mario Kart 8 looks completely different, almost being completely unrecognisable in the original. With all parts of the original track being replaced with the anti-gravity wall and underwater segments, these changes make the gameplay that much better to play. It also makes this remaster feel like a new track compared to its predecessor. It's a much needed upgrade. With HD models and textures, this track can pretty much define as its own thing, with the only similarities to the DS track being the basic dirt roads. Although this track comes with what I believe to be some of the best music to come out of the Mario Kart series. Although a remix of the original, this remix version is so catchy and suits the pace of the track well. As this track is very speedy, rightfully so, the amount of speed ramps present on this track. A very good track deserving its place at third 100%. As second we have Ribbon Road on the Wii U, and yet again, comparing this track to the original, there's no similarities at all. Mario Kart 8's version has a completely revamped, and it was definitely worth it compared to the flat level design of the original, which was all Super Circuit tracks regardless. Mario Kart 8's version brings more elevation and curves, even including the anti-gravity and gliding segments. However, unlike the original, the new revamped version is based in a child's bedroom, which looks fantastic. I sometimes find myself looking at the background rather than focusing on the race, it's that astonishing. Overall, Mario Kart 8 Ribbon Road is so different from the original it's unrecognisable, and with its change it has made a somewhat boring track to play on to be a preferred track to play on in Mario Kart 8. This remastering is one of the best on the list, hence why it's second, but there is one track that has been remade better than the rest.
Our number 1 pick is Rainbow Road, which originated in Mario Kart 64 and was remade in Mario Kart 8. My favourite track from Mario Kart 8, this track makes the original look like dog crap. No offence to the original. In this version, you can actually fall off. That's right, there's some actual challenge to this course. If you look beneath you, you can actually see a city which gives reminiscence to the Double Dash's Rainbow Road. Some of you will probably be shocked to see this track so high on the list, but I have a soft spot for it. Mario Kart 8 retro tracks are phenomenal, and this one is atop the pile for me. Remember that long drop at the start of the track? Well, now you can boost down it and glide into the air. You will quickly realise that this track isn't entirely covered by railing anymore, only very few areas. The chain jumps are now balls that bounce on the track, and in my opinion are tougher to avoid than the originals. Just like the bumps on SNES Rainbow Road, they cause the track to shake, meaning that you can do a quick trick. There's also a train that follows you around and throws out coins onto the track. How neat is that? Also, the track isn't long. It's around a third of the original time, which is ironic because the remake is probably one of the shorter tracks in Mario Kart 8, whereas the original is the longest one in the entire series. This track truly replicates the final track as you glide to the finish. Unless you get hit by a shell, then it isn't so special. So, don't get hit. And there you have it. What do you think of our choices? Please keep in mind that we want a variety in this list, which is why some Mario Kart 8 tracks did not make it. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you're new, feel free to subscribe, so you never miss any future content. Also, turn on notifications, so you get notified the second we upload the video. If you haven't already, go and check out our other video with Hive, that will be linked in the description. And while you're over there, drop him a sub, he really deserves it. We've been Nintendo Extremists, he's been Hive, and we'll catch you next time.